Today on Ask Miyazaki, we talk about the best way to use social media to acquire new customers, how professionals can use social media to develop their careers, and how social media influencers are affecting whether their followers will go to college. Marcella asks, do you believe social media influencers affect students' decisions on going to college? The power of social media influencers has grown considerably over the past 10 years, and the different attitudes, beliefs, activities, and behaviors that influencers can, influence have grown as well. And among these different attitudes and behaviors is the desire and action of going to college. Unfortunately, there are many social media influencers that are actually convincing people to not attend college. And they're doing this in two different ways. First, there are a number of social media influencers, particularly those who focus on building income and wealth, who specifically and directly tell their followers that what you learn in college is not worth anything. Now, granted, because I'm in the university business, you could argue that I'm biased toward getting more students to get their college educations. But I'm also more informed about the power of college education and how it improves both lives and earning power. Every semester, we see undergraduate students move from making $20,000 to $30,000 per year to new jobs where they make $40,000 to $70,000 per year. We see grad students who use their educations and degrees to acquire their dream jobs where they're on track to move into six-figure positions, own their own businesses, or run companies. More importantly, we see the students who earned their degrees 10 or 20 years ago and how they're continuing to increase their pay and build the lives they've designed for themselves. This isn't to say that you need college to make your money or to start your own business. You don't. But in the event that your business or some social media influencer's investment scheme doesn't work out, at least if you have the college education and degree, you'll be in a much better plan B than if you decided to bypass college altogether. The second way that social media influencers persuade people to not attend college is much less direct. There are a great many social media influencers who gain their fame or status by just being entertaining or informative to some degree. These range from people who just say or do stupid things, to people who present how-to videos, to those who satisfy the public's ridiculous desire to watch the reality of other people's lives, to the people who just show off their bodies on Instagram or YouTube and call themselves fitness influencers. Because of their quick successes on social media, most without any formal education whatsoever, these groups have inspired a generation of followers to pursue similar paths of fame that supposedly leads to fortune instead of pursuing higher education and building skills that will last a lifetime. Many of these young women and men will focus their efforts on trying to become famous rather than focusing on building educational credentials and useful skills that will result in long-lasting careers that provide them with long-lasting money. So, whether they influence directly or indirectly, social media influencers have great power to help the youth of today. Hopefully, they'll use that power to persuade their followers to educate themselves at a college, university, trade school, or apprenticeship so that their lifetime earning power is increased. And the idea of becoming a social media influencer to pay the bills? If you're one of the lucky few to do that, it might be worthwhile to spend some of that money on college yourself, because it's almost certain that 90% of today's social media influencers will not be as influential 20 years from now. And 20 years from now, they will not be making the money they're making today. Jared asks, what's the best way to acquire a new customer for a business utilizing social media? Price point? Product features? Jared, there are obviously a number of ways to use social media to acquire new customers, and discussing product features or price points are definitely options to explore. The best way I've found, however, is by using social media to connect. By this, I think about the 4 primary reasons for any marketing communication. And those are to inform, to remind, to persuade, and to connect. Unfortunately, a lot of companies try to use their social media to inform, remind, and persuade, but they ignore the part of social media that makes it so great for connecting. And that's the social part. In fact, businesses that focus on connecting first will open the door to more fluid communications, which will allow the inform, persuade, and connect activities to occur in a more natural and less defensive setting. To connect, consider your audiences and what they desire from social media. Do they want information about solutions? Do they want to speak with each other? Do they want to express themselves? Once you understand what they want, you can work to not only provide them with value, but to do so in a way that allows a mutual appreciation. This means that you need to appreciate them as much or more than they appreciate you. Mutual appreciation builds respect, and respect builds relationships. Once those relationships are built, you can now communicate about how your particular products and services will benefit your audiences. And then it's just a matter of informing about the details regarding features, prices, and overall value. Michelle asks, how do professionals in fields such as law or medicine use social media marketing besides LinkedIn to develop as professionals? It's true that many professionals consider LinkedIn as their primary source of both building their expertise as well as building their brands. But all professionals, including those in law or medicine, should consider that the other social media platforms offer a great deal in terms of information for them, as well as in terms of helping them to grow their professional brands and their business income. Before talking about the specific social media platforms, first, let's consider the 2 most important factors in how you would select an attorney or a medical doctor if you had the information available to do so. And these 2 factors are trustworthiness and competence. If you feel that your physician is trustworthy and competent, you're much more likely to patronize that physician. The same goes for attorneys, financial advisors, real estate agents, and a number of other professionals. Those 2 factors of trustworthiness and competence are actually only the perceptions that you have of those factors. In other words, it's the perceived trustworthiness and the perceived competence that you have to rely on to make your choices. And both of these are intertwined with reputation. So, how can you use social media to build your reputation? We're back to the 4 purposes for marketing communication: inform, remind, persuade, and connect. The key is to avoid the temptation to sell while on social media. Your favorable reputation will be built on your willingness and practice of providing useful information to your audiences, reminding them of ways that they can better reach their goals and desires, subtle persuasive messages that always have your audience's best interest in mind, and your ability to connect with them, with those audiences, and build relationships. You can do this with informative posts on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or Quora, video content on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, and even conversations on these platforms that show you're human, in addition to being the professional that you are. Then, when it comes time for your audience members to need or desire the services you offer, whether they're related to finances or medicine or law or real estate or anything else, your audience members will come to you because they trust your values and your expertise. So as a professional, you should focus your professional social media accounts on providing value through information and communication that allows you to connect, and then be there for your audience when they're ready to pay for what you offer. All right then, that's all for today. Thank you for the questions. I definitely appreciate them. If you have a question about digital marketing, social media, personal branding, marketing communications, analytics, or anything related, tweet your question using the hashtag AskMiyazaki. If you have not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe to this channel so that you can be notified of future Ask Miyazaki videos, as well as Monday's Marketing Minute, or whatever else comes our way. And have a great day.